Good morning, students. I wish you happy return to third time. This is Miss Blessing, Civic Education. Of course, I know you will wonder whether the class is going to be interactive as we normally do, but don't worry. We still have avenues for questions. If you have any questions in the course of listening to my voice and in the process of learning, you can still write down your questions and forward it to me for answers. All right, today's topic is on representative government. At the end of this lesson, you should be able to define democracy, discuss forms of democracy, and mention some of the characteristics of democracy. Now here, I have step 1, meaning of democracy. Step 2, forms of democracy. I have examples of democratic systems and characteristics of democracy. And of course, I have some questions here for you to test your understanding. All right, back to step 1, where we have the meaning of democracy. Here you can see that democracy is a system of government in which the people exercise their governing power either directly or through representatives who are periodically elected by them. Now we also have another definition from Abraham Lincoln, the American president, who defined democracy as government of the people, by the people, and for the people. Now, a state is termed democratic state if it provides institutions for self-expression and allows the supremacy of popular will, or you say popular participation. Now, popular participation is a situation where the majority of the people are actively involved in the governance of the state. Now, the people are involved in choosing their leaders and involved in decision making in the affairs of their country. There is interactive session between the government and the people. The people's needs are made known to the government, and the government, on the other hand, gets feedback from the people concerning its policies and programs. Now, the question is, how does popular participation help democracy? Listen. Popular participation helps democracy to thrive in the sense that it gives the people the opportunity to belong to any political party of their choice, contest election, vote during elections, hold public office, and criticize the government where necessary. Now, popular participation ensures political accountability to the people. Take note of that. It ensures political accountability to the people. That is one of the characteristics of democracy. Now, you may wonder if democracy has its origin. Of course, yes. Democracy originated from ancient Greece, where all the adult males gathered periodically to discuss the affairs of the state. Democracy is from a Greek word, demos, meaning people, while kratia is the ruling power. It is the ruling power of the people. All right, that is all for the meaning of democracy. Now we move to step 2, where we have the forms of democracy. We have 3 forms of democracy. We have number 1, direct democracy, 2, representative democracy, and 3, constitutional democracy. Now here, number 1, direct democracy. You see here that this is where all the citizens assemble and take part in decision making in order to govern the state or society. Now, this type of democracy was practiced in ancient Greek city-states, where people directly ruled, made, and executed policies and programs of the government. This system is only possible and good for small states, tribes, or villages. Number 2, constitutional democracy. Number 2, representative democracy. This is a form of government in which the people elect their representatives to take care of their interests in the government. Here, the citizens, through election, elect those who will take care of the state on behalf of the people. This type of democracy replaced the direct democracy that was being practiced in the ancient Greek city-state. Now, in modern states, as it is no longer possible for everybody to gather in one place to discuss and take decisions on how to govern the state. Because of what? Because of the larger size and population of the modern states. Do you understand? Number 3, we have constitutional democracy, still on the forms of democracy. Number 3, constitutional democracy. This is a form of democracy in which the Constitution defines the powers of the government, directs and guides its operations. It is a situation where the democratic principles are applied in accordance with the Constitution of the land. Here, the Constitution is regarded as supreme. The government do not act according to their will, but they act according to the laws of the land, or according to the Constitution. Of course, the Constitution can be written or unwritten. Now, let's move to step 3, where we have examples of democratic systems. Examples of democratic systems. Number 1, here we have city-states or ancient Greece. Remember, democracy was originated from where? Ancient Greek city-states. The city-states of ancient Greece practiced direct democracy, in which citizens met in one place to deliberate on issues that concerns the state and take decisions on what to do. Here, everybody, particularly the male adults, were involved in the decision-making process. Do you understand? Everybody, particularly the male adults, were involved in the decision-making process because of the small size of the villages. Number 2, we have the Igbo village democracy. This one is interesting. Okay, this was one of your assignments. Okay, listen carefully. Now, in the pre-colonial era, there were neither kings nor kingdoms in Igbo land as it is in Yoruba and Hausa lands. Meaning that Igbo people have no recognized king centrally ruling the entire Igbo land. Though the attachment today on Ezes, Igwes, etc. is recent and very much localized, as there was no central authority by the different groups that shared political authority. Councils of elders, which you know as gerontocracy, obtained and took care of the community affairs. Now, these different groups, examples of these different groups were village elders, the age grade, the Ozo title holders, etc. Now, the Igbo political administration is based on the principle of village democracy, that is the Council of Elders, otherwise known as gerontocracy, which thrived on the patrilineal family group known as Umunna. Wow. Patrilineal here means it's pertaining to descent, or you say hereditary lineage through male lines. Therefore, the village made up of kindreds or kinsmen is the basic unit of political organization. Here, the village assembly, made up of adult males, that looked like the direct democracy practiced in ancient Greek city-states. Of course, every member present at the meeting has the right to air his views on any matter under discussion, and decisions are reached through consensus. Take note of that. Decisions are reached through consensus and not by voting. That is in Igbo village democracy. Number 3, the last one, we have modern democracy. Modern democracy is a system of government in which the people, through their representatives, control the affairs of the state. Yes. Of course, with the increase in population, urbanization, and the growth of industrialization, direct democracy could no longer be practiced. The original form of direct democracy is now transformed into indirect democracy. Now, in indirect democracy, the electorate, that is the people, the eligible voters, entrust their hopes and aspirations in the hands of the representatives. Indirect democracy is a system where representatives in government are elected by the people on periodic basis to rule on behalf of the majority. That is what we have in modern democracy. Because of the larger size, larger population. All right, that is all for examples of democracy. Let's move to step 4, where we have the characteristics, or you say the features or the attributes of democracy. We have from number 1 to number 13. All right, listen to the explanation. Number 1, authority emanates from the people. What does that mean? It means that democracy, by its popular definition, is government of the people, by the people, and for the people. Now, by the people means that the people give the mandate or the governing powers through election to their representatives. And democracy recognizes the popular sovereignty, of course, which means that the government is there to carry out the will of the people that elected them. Number 2, rule of law. Rule of law. There should be the application of rule of law to all. Yes, that is, both the government and the people are subject to the law of the country, and no one should be above the law. Number 3, political liberty. This is an important feature of democracy. Here, all citizens have equal right to vote and stand as candidates for election. Therefore, there should be periodic election and equal eligibility for political offices. Do you understand? Number 4, supremacy of the seal of the characteristics of democracy. Number 4, supremacy of the Constitution. In the democratic system, the Constitution is supreme and above any person or interest. You don't act according to your will. The government acts according to the Constitution or the laws of their land. Number 5, majority rule. Democracy allows the majority to rule in government affairs. Hence, government decisions, actions, policies, and programs are based on the desires of the majority. Do you understand? That is number 5. Okay, let's move to number 6. We have here existence of multi-party system. Existence of multi-party system. The principle of democracy gives room for many political parties to compete for powers during election. Of course, we have the PDP, we have the APC, they compete for powers during election. This ensures that the right people are given political power to control the affairs of the state. Number 7, separation of powers. The powers of the three organs of government are separated both in functions and personnel, with checks and balances. Of course, the three organs of government, which are the legislature, the executive, and the judiciary, are separated both in functions and personnel, with checks and balances in democratic system. All right, number 8, independent judiciary. In a democratic system, the judiciary is free. It's free from the control of both the executive, that is the government, the governors, the president, etc., and the legislature, the lawmakers. Their decisions and judgments are not influenced by any external body. Number 9, we have human rights. The rights of all individuals should be promoted and protected by the government. Of course, there should be freedom of movement, speech, religion, association, expression, etc. We have number 10, still on the characteristics of democracy. Number 10, freedom of the press. Freedom of the press, the radio, of course, the press include the radio, newspapers, and television. All the mass media should be free to write and express their views on issues without any fear of intimidation, or harassment. Number 11, periodic free and fair election. Periodic free and fair election. This is a major feature of democracy. There should be periodic election through which the electorate will choose their leaders and also remove the unpopular ones. We also have tolerance of opposition. Tolerance of opposition. In a democratic government, organized opposition is allowed to criticize government actions and policies constructively. The majority will have their way, while the minority will have a say. The last one on the characteristics of democracy have the accountability of the government to the people. Here, government should be transparent in the handling of money and other issues of public interest. The government should be responsible, accountable, and responsive to the people that voted them into power. All right, that is the end of our class for today. Make sure you read your books, copy your notes, and remember to stay safe. And also down here I have evaluation for you. Number 1, here you have democracy originated from dash. 2, democracy is from 2 Greek words, dash and dash. All right. Do have a nice day. See you in our next class. Bye.